Greetings. Today I will talk about the first sightings of the European honeybee in North America. Before getting started, I would encourage you to subscribe to the Mossy Feet Books YouTube channel for more great content. If you like my videos, please hit the like button. The more likes I get, the more YouTube will show it to other people, allowing me to grow the channel. I also encourage you to visit my website, www.mossyfeetbooks.com. There you will find sample chapters, podcasts, a slew of content, and links to where you can buy my books. While visiting the website, you can subscribe to it and receive email notifications of when I publish a new book or other content like this video and podcast. This episode is based on my book, Colonial American History Stories, 1215 through 1665. The earliest evidence of European honeybees in America comes from a letter drafted by the Council of the Virginia Company, dispatched to the governor and council in Virginia. The letter noted that the colonists had ordered seeds, apple trees, pigeons, mastiff dogs, and beehives. The shipment of bees arrived in Virginia sometime in March 1622 to serve as pollinators for the European crops. The bees would also produce honey and beeswax, which the native bees did not produce. North America has over 4,000 species of native bees. These bees serve as valuable pollinators for native plants, including squash, maize, and beans grown by the natives. However, native bees did not pollinate many of the plants that the Europeans brought with them. Additionally, the native bees do not produce honey or beeswax, valuable products needed by Europeans. Colonists found no Amerindian words for honey or beeswax. Most entomologists believe that the European honeybee, Apis mellifera, evolved in Africa or Asia. Humans took advantage of the honeybee's honey and wax-making ability, making it the first domesticated insect. A symbiotic relationship developed between the bees and humans. Bees produce both honey and wax for the humans. Humans grow crops that bees love and help the bees swarm and protect them. The European honeybee, with the help of humans, has spread to every continent in the world except Antarctica. The Europeans brought many crops with them that needed the honeybee to pollinate them. Honeybees are efficient pollinators of valuable forage crops like white clover and English grasses. The bees also pollinate many of the fruit trees and grains that the colonists needed for food. Honey serves as a food for bees. Worker bees produce honey from nectar gathered by the collecting bees. The workers collect the nectar and process the complex sugar it contains into simpler sugars, creating honey. A hive will produce more honey than it needs to survive, storing it in wax cells produced by the worker bees. The colonists also valued the beeswax. The colonists needed the beeswax to make candles, cosmetics, lubrication, wood sealer, and housewives used it to seal food jars. It was also used in medicine. The beeswax formed a valuable commodity for the colonists as it was in great demand in England. About 100 years after the bees were imported, the colonists exported over 300,000 pounds of beeswax per year. The bees spread both by natural and with human help across the North American continent. The bees preceded humans into the interior of the land, in many cases taking some of the plants needed by the colonists with them. White clover and bluegrass, both valuable forage crops, spread into Kentucky with the aid of the bees' pollination. Colonists moving into Kentucky found bees, clover, and bluegrass to serve their needs. It would take 230 years and human help for bees to make it over the Rocky Mountains to the West Coast. This episode is based on my book, Colonial American History Stories, 1215 through 1664, available on the website www.mossyfeetbooks.com. The book is the first volume in the 6-volume Timeline of United States History series. Discover some of the famous and almost forgotten historic stories of America. The story begins with the signing of the Magna Carta in 1215 and the beginnings of the concept of limited government, and ends for now with the beginning of the American Revolution in 1775. The articles in book have more detail, as well as many more articles that is included in this podcast series. I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and thank you for listening.